As a long-term Gran Turismo addict, I'm surprised to find that I'm currently playing quite a lot of Automobilista 2. Now, it doesn't help when GT7's daily races continue to be about as varied as the daily roulette spin, and for that reason I'm looking somewhere else for my sim racing fix. Now, there are a number of reasons I'm playing AMS2, and in a minute I'll show you a race where I talk about its particular strengths. In the meantime, you can see highlights from a custom race on GT7 against the AI, as it happens with pretty much identical settings to those we're going to use for AMS2. So, it's 4 laps around Daytona with a day-night transition. AI is set to what GT7 calls Pro. However, despite the fact that I do not have a huge amount of pace, I move from 10th to 6th in the first corner. I'm P3 by the end of the first lap and in P1 with 1 lap to go. Now, what sort of a challenge is the AI to someone who's actually quick? But it's not just about pace. The AI in GT7 just feels a little bit wrong. They don't seem to be aware of the player in pretty much any instance. They don't defend, they don't make moves, they move into you when you're passing them. It's not terrible, but it's telling how much better it's done in pretty much every other sim. And so we come to AMS2. Same track, same settings, except instead of the Pro level AI I have in GT7, I'm running an AI of 97 out of 120. 97 means that I'm probably just a little bit quicker than it allows me to make some moves during the race. Now, AMS2 is not even considered to be the gold standard of AI for PC sim racing, and there are a couple of other areas I think that AMS2 really shines. So, I think the best thing to do is to get on with the race. So we're here in Automobilista 2 for a 4-lap race around Daytona. We've got a day-night transition. We're in GT3s. I'm in a Porsche 911 GT3 car, and we're starting in P10. 16 cars on the track in traditional Gran Turismo 7 style. And I really wanted to do this race because it's something that I can do an exact replica of in Gran Turismo 7 to show you the difference between these two games. Now, Automobilista 2 is a game, it's PC only, and it was released, I believe, in 2021. There might have been a beta in 2020, and it's had a number of updates in the time since. And ever since getting my Fanatec DD Pro, which was bought initially to use on Gran Turismo 7, having read online that the force feedback, well, having been underwhelmed by the force feedback of the Fanatec in Gran Turismo 7, which, when you just spent £700 on a new bit of kit, having come from the G29, you expect something a bit more. And after the initial impressive amount of additional force, as much as anything, rather than anything else, I thought, well, I've got a PC this is not a gaming PC, but it's just about capable of running something like this. As I nearly get turned around by the Porsche. So I downloaded Automobilista 2 really as a means of testing out the Fanatec, to see if I could get a better idea of what the wheelbase was capable of. And whilst I still play Gran Turismo 7 an awful lot, I've got to be honest, I enjoy my time. I've just got to concentrate through the bus stop here, because this is definitely my Achilles heel. So whilst I still play Gran Turismo 7 a lot, I'm spending more and more time in Automobilista 2, and every time I load this game up, I'm blown away. First by the force feedback. You get a huge amount of detail. You can probably see the wheel in my hand actually. I mean, we haven't got the force turned all the way up here. These are settings that I've found give me a kind of nice balance between something that I can sit and play for a number of hours without feeling I'm going to get RSI. But What it does is it actually, you feel the car feeding back to you in a way that you most definitely don't get with Gran Turismo 7. The second thing that you'll probably notice is that I'm using the cockpit view, which in Gran Turismo 7 is not something that I would ever consider, because you're severely hindered in your view of what's going on around you. We've got this nice radar, which is something they implemented just a few months ago. So you see as I get close to the car, this is pretty much the same as it is in ACC. You can see up in the middle of my and try and make up a positions. We're only, there we go, there's the, you see there's jostling for position. We're going 3 wide now, and I'm probably not where I should be. Oh, I've got them both. And he's come back at me. The BMW's on the inside, and because that radar is right in my eye line, I know exactly where they are. I mean, I can see them out the corner of my eye as well. I'm trying to not side-swipe the Mercedes here. And that's the final thing that I really wanted to talk about as we head on to lap 3 is, and you've probably seen it throughout this race, is the AI behaviour is just, as we go for a big dive down the inside of the Mercedes, the AI behaviour is it's just night and day, which, considering Razor are a studio of, he's still there, considering Razor a studio of 25 people out in Brazil, and they make a game which to all intents and purposes is kind of a PC equivalent of Gran Turismo 7. Not, sorry, bit I have to concentrate for, and that again, not the line through there. It's kind of the equivalent of GT7, not in the total scope of the game. There's nowhere near as many cars in the game. However, the breadth of cars that are available, you've got everything from prototypes, supercars, GT3, GT4, GT5 even, right down a number of formula cars, and that's something that it does an awful lot better than Gran Turismo 7, which is really lacking in formula cars, which is something that I really like, but to be honest, it's something that the GT physics doesn't seem to really, way overshot my braking marker there. Something that GT7 doesn't seem to do very well, so whilst I would like more formula cars in GT7, the physics on them are just, well, the Super Formula seem to just have endless downforce until they don't. And but here in Automobilista 2 you've got a variety of Brazilian formulas, and then a lot of no-name kind of formula cars from through the ages. Formula 1 cars, Formula 2, Formula 3, Formula Training, and then you've got things like Caterhams, stock cars, touring cars through the ages. There's a brilliant BMW and Mercedes German touring cars from the 80s, which are huge amounts of fun. So hopefully this video has shown you a little bit about what Automobilista is like. For me, this game, I'm not going to say it's better than GT7, but it does a number of things so much better, and to me it shows what Polyphony could do. if they could put a little bit more effort into AI, you kind of feel that the whole game would be transformed, and the fallback crutch, as it were, that Polyphony always seem to fall back on, which is the chase the rabbit type races. That, I mean, how many times do you want to start out 4-lap races and you're 30 seconds behind, and you've chosen a car that you think should be competitive, and you get to lap 3 and you realise that you haven't got your headlights on. How do I turn the headlights on? Was that them? Yeah, there we are. You see, Gran Turismo 7 would turn those lights on for me. So you see, there's a win for Polyphony. I kind of like this cooldown lap as well. I mean, it's completely pointless, but it's just giving me a bit more time. Oh, let's not break the speed limit. And there we go. So that is 4 laps around Daytona against some, for me, some really incredible AI. We didn't even get onto the day-night cycle on that, but it was looking stunning, as you can probably imagine. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that race. I'm going to see how this goes. I'm kind of tempted to keep doing more of these because, apart from anything else, I just have so much fun racing on this game. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.